Hello and welcome to another rendition of Trying to Suck a Little Bit Less at Overwatch. So, my dudes, my friends, my crew, we need to have a talk about EichenFails. Oh god. Although, okay, we don't lose this map every time, and in fact, we had one or two really good matches on it when we discovered that if we Lucio boost our charging Reinhardt through the choke, you know what? Sometimes magic happens and we destroy the enemy team. So we've pretty much been doing that strategy ever since we realized it has merit. You might also notice that my voice is currently a great deal cleaner because I am on Crystal's Yeti mic and this thing is gorgeous. But anyway, so we're doing that usual setup. This thing that we do at every Eichenfall. Charge the Reinhardt through, try and cause chaos, clean up the mess. And, which is way better than not having a plan, you know. The problem is, and we've all acknowledged this about our play, right? We're currently at the level where we can come up with pretty decent plans. We execute them fairly decently, I would like to think. I mean, we can all do with mechanical improvements, but I mean, you know, that's not a huge deal. The thing is that when things don't go quite our way, we're pretty bad at switching, right? That is, and I'll display how bad we can be later on in this video, but yeah, anyway. So we're coming out of the gate here, and we got our plan ready. We're going to Lucio speed boost through. We hit the ramp up. We get ready to go through the gate and the main wall. Oof, this one hurts. Now, it's unfortunate we get outplayed, but that's all you can do, right? So I just want to pause this here for a second, because at this point, we can see both in the kill feed and the, you know, by the two skulls that are sitting on our screen right now, that we just lost both of our tanks on that push. The Mei screwed us over. That, again, we just got outplayed. Nobody did anything wrong there. But this should be our signal at this point to completely back out. Like, we didn't get any picks. We got no advantage here. We just lost this push. But we wait a little too long to do that, unfortunately. You can see here we're hopping around, we're poking, our Pharah goes in there and dies, and we're still just sitting in the choke, hopping around, taking damage. Eventually we do make the call to back all the way out, but all we accomplished there by hopping around in the choke was charging their ultimates, which not exactly the best choice to make, but hey, what can you do? So at this point, Nuga goes in the back with D.Va, which was great. I hit the speed amp way too early here. I saw the Mei wall come up, and then I hit the speed boost, which is, I was too trigger happy on that. But, I mean, at this point, chaos ensues. Fortunately for us, the Mei screwed up her, not her second wall, that was on point. Her third wall, to try and lock us out, got screwed up. And this is where we finally get to capitalize, which, you know, feels good, man. We got that key Reinhardt pin. Chaos ensues. Everything is beautiful. That Earth Shatter scared the crap out of me because I thought it was the enemy Reinhardt's, but it was ours. So we cleaned that up quite nicely. I agree. Zelana Chris, I'll never pronounce your name right. That was pretty sick. Except for that Earth Shatter. That was, I mean, it was an unfortunate waste, right? In hindsight, it was a waste. Because all that was left there was an Ana, though I get the the panic, the want to keep the point. There's that Mei wall coming up again. And at this point, I come back to try and support my team, but I should have stayed kind of in the door to help support our Pharah, because our Pharah just went up there because our team was locked out and we died, which is unfortunate. And this is another team fight that just goes, as you can see, completely bonkers. That Mei is brutal. And then we get, so then we get double ulted. Actually, we get triple ulted. They blow all their ults here, which is just wonderful for us. This is one of those things where occasionally you just have to accept the fact that you die. I'm pretty sure that this is the point that I start to get tilted, because they just completely wiped us with all their ults. But really, this was a really, really good thing to do. Or it was a good thing for us that they wasted all their ults. However, we yet again failed to group up that time. You notice that some of our tanks, or our D.Va and our soldier, went a little too far ahead there, and the diva lost her mech really fast, unfortunately. So again, we have this bad habit in general, I think, not just on this map, but a bad habit of not trickling, because we are kind of waiting, but we go into the point where we can poke at the enemies, but that is not to our advantage. We have to back all the way out and make sure that they can't charge their ults on us. That was a interesting little lag spike there, but anyway. And so at this point we have our Pharah calling that they have an all. Actually, you know what? I need to pause this for a second here as well. So our Pharah Zoralis? Yeah, Zoralis. I'm going with Zoralis. So Zoralis calls that he found a teleporter under the bridge to our left, and that he's not sure whether or not he got it. We really needed to take out that teleporter, because that thing is a pain in our side for the rest of this push. We can't get the payload much farther than this, because they're basically spawning under us. So it was a great call, right? Found the teleporter, it's right next to us. Maybe I got it, I laid some rockets into it, I'm not sure. If we had looked at the kill feed, again, that good old vital kill feed, we would see that Symmetra killed him, but he didn't kill the teleporter. So it was still there, and so we had really great information that we didn't act on, and that's, it's unfortunate. We're still getting used to Symmetra being a lot more viable than she used to in this meta. So next time, I guess, when there's a call for a teleporter, and it's close enough and we're grouped up, we should probably do something about that. So yeah, this push doesn't work. We make the call to group up. That soldier gets it. Oh, I'm calling it a very lucky Helix on our Mercy. I come back to try and speed boost the diva out. Doesn't work out well, so we make the call to group up, and we all come back, or at least we try to. So I do, a good thing here with Lucio, in that I come back to the spawn and try and boost the rest of our team back. But yet again, we kind of semi-trickled. We were split up. Some of us went in. The rest of us weren't caught up yet. We lost our Pharah, which is unfortunate. But we did get the Reaper after, so we're kind of in a 5-man. And looking back at this, I don't know why I used that sound barrier. Our Pharah just called that they have an ult, but they're dead, kind of wait to group up. And I used that ult for no reason. I'm pretty sure, definitely looking back at this, that I was majorly tilted. And I know that because at this point, I decide that Lucio's not giving enough value. So I spend about 3 years in spawn trying to figure out who I should switch to. I think my thought process was something along the lines of, we have to do something about those shields, who should I pick? I'm not doing enough work with Lucio, which isn't true. I was doing a lot of things with Lucio, a lot of value there. But I settle on Junkrat. Junkrat? I don't know how to play Junkrat. He's not, sure, you spam the grenades and you can do stuff, but that's not all there is to Junkrat. We're in a competitive game here, Mega Archon. Come on, you don't know Junkrat. Oh dear. So we're down to one healer now, and I'm playing Junkrat and trying to do some stuff, but I don't want to say I threw the game at this point, but I feel like I threw the game at this point by switching to Junkrat when Lucio was still valuable, and I don't know how to play Junkrat. Anyway, I belabored that point enough. So we're still having trouble, because I'm fairly certain now, watching this back, that they are definitely continually just spawning under us. They always have spawn advantage now because of that blasted teleporter. So, this is so dirty. So at this point, I get lost, and I take our healer Nick with me. Like, I'm wandering around, I don't know where I'm going. I get lost. Nick, buddy, pal, this one's for you. So after going on some ridiculous flank, I don't even know what I'm doing here. Why am I putting a trap there? Oh, this is so painful to watch. So after I'm doing nothing with Junkrat, we lose the overtime. Oh, goodness me. Goodness me, that was a painful end to that match. We could have had so much value if I had just what I should have done there in hindsight. I mean, everything is always makes more sense in hindsight, so it is what it is. But what I should have done there after Zoralis made the call as our fair to say, "Look, I've got my ultimate, but I'm dead," is I should have left the healing to our mercy, ran back to spawn, and speed boosted his butt right back to the team fight as fast as I could with Lucio. Because that, I mean, the justice raining from above, if we pull it off correctly, I mean, you can see at the end there that he did get 2 kills with it. We could have possibly got the payload at least a little farther. That's, who knows? We could have turned the tides. We don't know. Because I picked Junkrat. Oh well. So at this point, we're looking to defend, and you can see by our comp there that we have a Bastion and a Roadhog and a Mei, kind of as the crux of our defense. And that's our Bastion saying that, no, I'm not playing Reinhardt, I am playing Bastion. That is what I'm doing. Which, I mean, there you go, that's fine. It's totally fine. It's fine! Actually, Bastion is pretty badass in this choke. I mean, especially at our level, we've gotten stopped pretty cold by Bastion here. So our logic is, you know, it's sound, right? So we're discussing how this is the point that we choke at the choke, and then we're choking on our drinks. So that makes it's funny because it's like a triple entendre. Anyway, all right, focus. Let's get back to this. So, as Rhine, I'm usually play an okay Rhine, but I am way out of position here. Way out of position. I should be standing in the choke. I think my worry is that it's kind of a twofold thing. I wanted to protect our Bastion against a Pharah, which I don't because Pharah just killed him. And I also wanted to be in position to... Well, that was a good charge. Bravo me. Oh, what a good fire strike. Woo! Feels good. Anyway, yes. So, we hold off this push, but I was at a position there to protect our Bastion. It just, you know, died immediately to the Pharah. I should have been either in the choke or on top of the Bastion so I could have protected it from the missiles. And at this point, they're just taking advantage of their, well, spawn advantage. So we're having a bit of trouble here. I remember I remember this one. So you can see there that I was aiming for that building, because I didn't want to take the D.Va on a big, long charge. I wanted to slam her into that wall, so that way my team could capitalize, we could follow up, and everything would be awesome. But we slid, and went way farther than I wanted to. I mean, it doesn't hurt us that much. We managed to hold off this push yet again. But I just find that really weird, that angle. That angle's super, super strange. Let's see. So yeah, they're dive comping us here, right? That's what they're doing, and we're not prepared for it. We can't handle it. So we got a Pharah raining justice from above. We got a Genji hopping onto point. We've got a friggin' monkey just giving us pain the entire time. We really could have used a Reaper, I think, here. Although we did need a soldier to take out that Pharah. Really, I think we probably should have switched out the Mei, I think. Although the Mei is coming back with the freeze, which is always useful. We're not doing a bad job defending this. But, yeah. Oh, that Pharah, see? Those pincers. This team was really good at pincering us. We kind of got out of position a little bit at the start, and then they just continued to capitalize on it and cause havoc. Which was, you know, good on them. It was, you know, we got outplayed. There's our Genji getting a sword here. Now, see, at this point, I should look at all those skulls, and I should know better. I should back out. Like, the point is lost. It was done. And as a Reinhardt, especially as a Reinhardt, with my fat, juicy 500 HP of alt-chargy goodness, I should have been not there, but that's it. They poke me, they die, or I die. Feed more ultimate charge. Give them more momentum. Oh, that hurts. Yep. So, we lose the point there, which, again, oh well. See, I'm looking at their comp here, trying to figure out if there's anything we can do. We needed a Reaper. I think that's what we needed here, guys, was a Reaper. to take care of that monkey, because that monkey is giving our healers grief constantly. So I think instead of a Mei, if we had that Reaper, I think that would have made a world of difference. Yeah, because that Pharah is just oof. Oof, 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 oof. Yeah, we're going to watch this to the end, but this is pretty much just, they slowly take a stroll with the payload and essentially win this game, spoiler alert. That was, yeah, this was Morales saying that Winston is causing him issues. So again, a call like that, we should act on it. Good information, good call. We don't switch. So I've been alt in my pocket for a while. So at this point, I think it's a misplay here too. So I saw the Winston alting. Now, the thing about Winston, he's not, like, I know from playing Winston myself, that Winston is not inherently dangerous when he uses his ult, unless there's, like, holes he can thwack you into. He creates chaos, right? He boops people around. So using my Earth Shatter and then my charge to try and just take that ultimate out of the fight, my thought process at the time I don't think was bad, but it didn't really have that much impact, I don't think. Maybe it did. Maybe if I let that go through, he would have completely ruined us with his ultimate. But the fact that the Earth Charge now is gone, or the Earth Shadow rather is gone, and I basically charged him into a massive, like, I flanked myself basically by charging him all the way out, trying to bring his ultimate, like burn his ultimate time, is what I was trying to do. And they just kind of stroll the point to the end, because we couldn't stop that. Yeah, anyway. So that was that match on Eichenball. Okay, so we have our next Eichenwaldy game. This one is going to be hard to watch, I'm not going to lie to you. But tuck in, because after we watch this game to kind of display what not to do, so to speak, kind of the mistakes we make here in this choke, I'm going to show a Hollywood game that we played where our teamwork was on point. And we did just exactly the sort of thing that we need to do more often. So we have a bad example here, good example later. So just kind of, just bear with this one.
Alright, just poke the choke a little bit. I'll get back on
So, yeah, we don't have a Lucio here, so our plan basically, little poke in the choke humor there. The plan is for Nuka and Lawbringer with Diva and Pharah to go behind the point, so use the broken building there on front to jump up and, you know, get some work done while we do some craziness on the choke. So when they go bleh, when they're back there, that's when we would do stuff. That's the goal, right? That's the dream. However, as you will see very shortly, it doesn't work out for us, unfortunately. The countdown, the final countdown, here we go. So really the problem as you'll see, the entire time that we have here, is that we tend to just stand in the choke a lot and die. And they also have a heavy turret defense, which we always have trouble with.
They got a Bastion on point. I'm on point.
They keep winning the shield battle, really. So we can't keep poking at the choke here and expect to win, because we don't break their shield before they break our shield. And then that Roadhog keeps getting key hooks. So we kind of lose the push. Now, as you can see here, half of our team is dead, but we are still standing in the choke. So the Roadhog got another key hook. And that pattern repeats this entire game. This entire game, we just kind of waddle back and forth in the choke. See, before the engagement even started, we got a nasty hook, and Nuga lost his mech. So now we're down to Diva mech, which is key. Yeah, it's painful, right? Because look, what we're doing here, it feels like we're doing something, right? Because we're shooting, we're dealing damage, we're hopefully charging our ults, but, you know, they're charging their ults as well. We're not accomplishing anything by just going back and forth in the choke. Oh, that was close. That was a close hook. Oof. So we finally take the Bastion down, and we make the call to charge in, even though Orion says they shouldn't, but I say do it anyway. I went over that in the previous video. That was this moment.
I'll be back in a second.
But yeah, so those Symmetra turrets keep well put, John. They definitely have fucked us constantly.
Got the soldier.
They go in and we start to get some work done, and at this point we could actually take the point, except we don't think to hunt down the teleporter. So that's something else we have to keep in mind next time for this. When actually any map or against a Symmetra, if we have had sufficient time, or Symmetra has had sufficient time to charge our ultimate, when we go in there, as much as we want to stand on the point, oh, the attack visor was brutal, as much as we want to stand on the point and take it because we've been fighting this for so long, if we don't take the teleporter out first, we're sunk, right?
Thought we had
Can we let it get
that.
picked
Damn, I
up?
should look for the teleporter.
Yep.
Alright, I'm going straight for the teleporter. Or maybe
It's a good call, Nuga, to go straight for the teleporter.
Got like 5 or 6 reses.
But,
Who's on point?
yes.
I am.
So you can see there, oof. You can see there when I tab just to check things. I currently have gold damage for our team, and no medals for eliminations, which means I'm doing nothing but trash damage. I'm being completely ineffectual here, soldier.
Charge in, Matt. Get that roadhog if you can.
After this attack goes, I actually want to.
So put down the command.
I think this game is really useful because this helped me realize something about this map in particular, on how to handle that archway when they have a bunch of Symmetras. We need to make better use of the door that's there, the right door.
We should not be losing this.
Because
Total bullshit.
I'm clearly getting mad, calling bullshit, but no, we're not playing our best here. And again, look at me run in. Look at me just standing there in the although we do have 30 seconds left, so I guess maybe I'm just trying to make some magic happen, but we're staggered again. We are staggered this entire game,
I'm terrible.
which is, yeah.
Still going down.
Anyway, I've kind of just been belaboring that point. So the whole thing here is we just stand in the choke and die and take damage and don't really get any work done, which is quite unfortunate. There's a full hog to keep us out. Oh, hurts.
Okay, got there.
It hurts. We had a good res there to try and do something, but late tackleizer. Yep, and it's done. Over. So, lesson there. You can't waddle back and forth in the choke and just not accomplish anything, even though those turrets are scary. So, I want to show you what I was talking about that right door. Okay, so, as you can see here, I'm in just a little skirmish game. I've got the usual death gate set up as Symmetra. So, imagine for a moment that, we're attacking, we're kind of going through, we're poking at the choke, we try and take this middle ground, and of course, we get nuked all the time, right? I mean, they could have any amount of setup here, they could have bastions and maze and who knows what else, but here's the thing we seem to keep forgetting. There's a door right here. So we don't have to walk through this gate. Now, going through here is can be pretty scary. I mean, in the last game, the example we just showed, there was a roadhog here, kind of poke it out and trying to get hooks, and that can be rough. But I mean, if we had a Lucio, say, and a Reinhardt, or something that affected Diva, who knows, a counter roadhog. But if we had something, if we try and avoided this main choke here, even went around the back, right? If we go around the back here, that avoids the main line of sight for a while. Going around. And so we can get... it's hard for them to shoot at us here, right? So they can't get their damage in. And if we kind of go around this way, and we put up our Rhine shield here, we Lucio boost, and we speed in and kind of slip in here, this death gate becomes basically moot. Now again, there could be a roadhog here. We'll have to deal with all sorts of different threats. A Maywall may come up to try and, cut us in half by blocking this door here, in which case the people that are trapped in here will just have to hide behind the Rhine shield in hopes that they can survive until the Maywall comes down, and then the rest of the team can come in. But going through here, I mean, it invalidates this death gate, right? We can come up and this whole defense becomes moot. Like, maybe there's an extra, maybe they've got 1 or 2 here, maybe, right? Maybe they've got some extra because they anticipate this door being used. But then that's generally only 2 sentries we have to deal with instead of the full 6. which is way, way easier. You know, again, everything is easier said than done. But the next time we face a death gate here, and we're having a lot of trouble with this, and the next time we have they have a Symmetra, we need to make use of this door. I think that's the key to breaking this point. Okay, so here's the other side of that game that we were just watching. So we're on defense now, and we decide we're going to do the anything you can do, I can do better strategy. So we've got our own Symmetra and our own Bastion set up with our own Reinhardt shield, though we don't have a Roadhog. So we're not doing the exact same thing. But generally, yeah, so we're trying to draw at this point, basically. That's the best we can hope for. So they're dancing in the choke, trying to win the shield battle at this point. And they do, unfortunately. So when they win the shield battle, that's when the Roadhog starts to get some work done, as you'll see. Yeah. So the Roadhog just hooked our Symmetra at a play, which is painful.
Oh, no.
And then they draw in our Reinhardt, but they go in a little too deep, and our Death Gate gets them. Ha! How does that feel, huh? However, if you'll notice, Lucy on the Roadhog used that door I was just talking about. That's how I kind of came to realize that that's how you get around that gate. They beat us quite handily here because they avoid our Death Gate. They outplay us, they get a few key hooks, and then they don't get baited by our Death Trap. They avoid it, and then they're on point and they just kind of smash us. So at least, you know, at least we didn't have to put up with that loss long. So I think that's really the takeaway here, is that when we have a really bad habit of hitting our head against a brick wall, like when we come up against a nasty turret defense, we try the same thing over and over and over again, and sometimes we can break it, sometimes we don't. Perhaps most times we don't if we don't switch our comp up, but yeah, so there you go. There's that Boomer Tech Visor. But anyway, so on to a really badass Hollywood example where we do all kinds of good stuff.
Notice that, Tim. You're a bear in the back.
So here we are racing at the doors on Hollywood. So this is actually the second half,
Come now. Come now. Let me get back.
and
Good? Almost?
we're trying to do the whole swarm technique. We have a Roadhog,
Get her.
yeah, well, you can see we have. I know it's a bit hectic, but yeah, this is our comp.
Oh,
Anyway,
they got a jump
so
right.
yeah, we have a Junkrat. They just got to pick on us early. Matt did a charge in. We make the call to back out because it didn't work for us, so they got 2 picks on us. And here's where we do the good stuff, right? This is where we back up all of the way, and we don't feed ult charge. So then we wait for our team, which is the thing we didn't do in those previous games that we're doing really well here. So they have to overextend. We're making them come to us. Now, we're taking an early shield battering before everybody is back. That's one thing we could probably improve here, but
Might need a diva
the fact that we are waiting and grouping up,
Go diva, and then one of the tanks wanna go
and
DPS.
okay, so a call was just made there to go all the way back. We're going to switch up our comp to be diva, or to add a diva and a soldier, and again we back all the way up. We make the switch. We're not feeding any ult. We're just kind of being patient, making the picks we think will beat this, right? Which is really, really, really awesome, super awesome. And it's actually that diva pick and that soldier switch that swing the game for us. Now, they've nano boosted the diva here, so yeah, we just lose our Rhine. But again, look at this. See, look. We lose our Rhine, we realize we've lost this push, we come back. So if they want to overextend, they can, but we're not feeding ult. So we're not allowing them to get ahead in the ult economy. That was an amazing frag on our Pharah. But the call, despite that, the call is made to go in here, and we all charge in. Fortunately, we have a res in our pocket, which is fundamental to keeping the pressure up.
Next res.
That was a very nice res. And it's at this point that we start to swing the game in our favor. We start to win the frag battle because they have, you know, a spawn disadvantage. That was a very unfortunate use of the diva ult, but you know, hey, everything can't be perfect. Really, the whole point of this, the thing that, when I was watching this, really made me happy was our performance at the very start, right? Where we realized that we lost the first push, we backed all the way out. We lost the second push, backed all the way out. We switched our comp. They got an unfortunate pick. We backed out. Our patience here is amazing, right? It's so good. And so we hit the sound barrier there. As you can see, things are getting crazy. The team fight just evolves into chaos and madness, and just a beautiful dance occurs. It's wonderful. Love it. It's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, so this is the sort of thing we kind of need to do more in our EichenFails games. I know that the choke on this one is much taller, but there's no, additional access points to it, right? We have to acknowledge that when we lose a push, we have to not take a battering to our shield so we can come into the next team fight with full shields. If we're switching up our comp, we need to, back all the way out so we don't get early picks and feed their ults further. And this is, that Diva ult. Delicious. Well done, Nuga. Oh, feels good, man. Feels good. But anyway, that's the point I wanted to make on this one. See, this is us doing really, really good stuff. Really good stuff. And I think I'm just going to let the rest of this video just play out so we can just enjoy, after those new Bonnie games, just enjoy us just strolling this payload to victory. So, thanks everybody. It's another edition of Trying to Suck a Little Bit Less at Overwatch. Enjoy the victory. Enjoy it. It's beautiful. I'm out.
Pushing him, distracted.
You feel that?
Spread out. Ow.
Here, let's pick it up. Yeah, time to heal up.
We all still here?
I think so.
Mine is
I
angry.
died. Other than that,
I got a fit like her.
You hear that?
Fair on our flank.
Yeah,
And a soldier.
Junkrat's behind too. Be careful.
Junkrat dead? Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. Get that mercy.
Mac, get ready for the hammer when they come out.
Pump up the volume.
Nice tack visor.
The payload is in my charge. Let us move it.
Heroes never
yes.
Nice,
Well
guys. Nice.
It's like, give me a target. Who do I shoot? Who do I shoot? Oh, everybody's dead.
Finals.
Well played, people.
Victory.
That felt really good.
Really did.
Yeah, that was good.
Play of the match.
I would think so.
I wonder which one this is. I'd laugh if it was the one that you shot up the opposite direction. That would
Yeah.
Nice.
nicely done, man.
Wow.
That worked out.
I need to learn your skills, man.
Show me your
Cannot
ways.
bomb for the life of me.
That was my best bomb ever by far.
So how does the aerial bomb work anyways?
Luck.
Okay, fair enough.